Now we're going to look at matrix multiplication by scalars in order to produce new matrices, such as when all of the payoffs of a game are doubled. So we're going to try and answer 3 burning questions you probably have about multiplying a matrix by a scalar. First of all, what's a scalar? Once we figure that out, the most important question of all, why is matrix multiplication by a scalar important? And finally, once we realize that it's important, once you establish that, how do you multiply a matrix by a scalar? In other words, how do you actually do this? So what is a scalar? Well, if you look it up on one of the many online dictionaries, such as freedictionary.com, you're going to find the mathematical definition is a single quantity with magnitude but no direction. Here are some examples of scalars. The boy weighed 157 pounds. Scalar. It's got a magnitude, 157, doesn't have a direction. The car was driving at 64 miles per hour. Penny's is having a 20% off sale. The item cost $3. All these things that have quantity but no direction to them. But that's important. They're still very important even without direction. So the most important question really is, why is matrix multiplication by a scalar important in the first place? Well, it's most important and most useful when we need to make adjustments to an existing matrix. For example, this is the season that everybody's buying things for the holidays. Walmart wants to take 10% off all video games tomorrow, which, as I'm recording this, is Thanksgiving. How do they do it? Is every video game automatically individually reduced in price 10%? No, it's all in a giant matrix. If you didn't know this already, Walmart and most every modern store, their entire inventory is in a giant matrix-like database. So what happens is all the video games are in a matrix. Somebody makes a decision, hey, we want to beat out some of these other video stores, so we're going to cut our prices by 10%. So every video game in the inventory is in a matrix. And let's assume these are the matrices for let's just look at 12 video games. This is a 3x4 matrix with 3 rows and 4 columns, each with an individual price of an individual video game. And we want to take 10% off of them. Well, we do this by running a computer algorithm that multiplies the entire matrix by 0.9. I'm going to multiply everything in the matrix by 90%, and that's going to be the new price after the 10% off sale, because 90% is what's left of 100% after we take 10% away. This is just the kind of reason that we need to be able to multiply a scalar by a matrix, to make adjustments to the matrix. So now that we've established its importance, the importance of scalar multiplication, how do we do that? Well, let's take the Walmart example. We've got the 12 items, 12 different video games. We want to take 10% off their price. So we're going to multiply this scalar, 0.9, or 90% if you prefer, and multiply it by this entire matrix. Now, the old matrix was V, the original with the original prices in it. The new matrix we're going to call S is also going to be the same dimensions, 3x4, but it's going to be this matrix multiplied by 0.9. So here then is the process. First of all, take each element in the matrix and multiply it by the scalar. So here's S11, the first row, first column item. We're going to take it, and the new element that we're going to get is going to be the old element times the scalar. So it's going to be 0.9 times the old element. And we're going to repeat that process for the entire matrix. So the first element, S11, is going to be 0.9 times the old matrix element, 0.9 times 5995. We're going to do that with all the other elements in the matrix, multiplying each one of them, one by 0.9, and so on and so on. In computer programs like Microsoft Excel or Google's version called Spreadsheet, they make this kind of operation very, very easy. You can also do it on your TIs. You can do it on most modern calculators. It's a snap. When the process is complete, voila, Walmart automatically has updated the prices of all those items. And this can be done electronically with barcodes so that it's done instantly without having people have to reprice everything. And that's just one example of how matrix multiplication by a scalar is a very important, powerful thing. And again, the process is to take each element in the matrix, multiply it by the scalar, and get the new element. So hopefully you've picked up on how scalar matrix multiplication works and why it's important.